Whew, wake up, Copper Owl. It's time to do this. Hello, everybody. Once again, we are in the owl nest for a late night hunt. Got donators from this weekend, Sheepdog 13 and Evercart. And Sheepdog 13 had 10 rolls that he donated for. So we're going to hunt his rechecks on DDOs. We're going to do those first. Since there's fewer, Evercart alone has almost 230 coins that we're going to be looking at, so it might take just a little while. But we're going to get to it. If anybody wants to come up and join us on panel, I'm going to put the link out there for everybody. And you are more than welcome to come keep me company during the hunt. So let's get started with 1977D. Make sure we've got things in focus. Let's see if we can't sharpen that up just a little bit. It looks like that's going to be about as good as we get it. We're just going to look at the word trust on the 77s. Looks like a little something suspicious along the left side of that second T, but the rest of it's really mangled, so it's going to be a really tough one to have any value, even if it was. The S here shows a little bit, but it looks like it's kind of in the wrong place. The R would have clear doubling on it too, and that's not what we see. And no, we don't have it on that one. I'm not going to have it on that one. And that just looks like some shadowing or doubling, machine doubling on these. So doesn't look like we're going to have any of the 77Ds. Anna, I'm crazy. Hello. Thank you for joining in. I know Southern Metal's on. I think $50 Make You Holler. They might be on as well. Looking at these 73s, we're going to look along the left side of the L, the I, and the B, and if we see that extra metal push that way, we will know that we have a DDO there. And just to check that word trust there, we do not have it. So none of the key signs were there. Hey, always wanting more silver. How are we doing tonight? Glad you could join in. Yeah, don't see it on that. I gotta say, having learned this, I have the it has picked up speed looking at 73s considerably. Now, that one's a little suspicious, but I don't see it along the I and the B, so that's not going to be it. Here's probably the best one of the bunch. Now this one may be something, because I see it kind of towards the bottom part of the L. The I doesn't really show it. The B, let's just check trust to see what we might have. Nope, it is not going to be it. So you have a 74 DDO. That'd be the 74D DDO. I wasn't sure that they made one in the 74 Philly. 74D DDOs are fairly common. I'm going to look at the word trust on these 72s. Don't really see it there. The other places we can look for other markers is in the G. It's D. Yeah, okay. Not a problem. Let me see if I can get the pin in here. We will look for some doubling right here along that. right here along there, and then a split throughout the O. It kind of looks like it has some movement this direction. So that's what we look for on those. And off we go. The 72s are not always the easiest to find. The other marker here is when you see doubling in the W, the middle serif on the W, and then the E. It can be pretty subtle. So I did find one recently that was a no doubter, because you see all that doubling along the R and the U and the S and the T's. Yeah, it's going to look different than what we see there. Just to make sure, we'll look at that, and we do not see it. I don't think we have it there. It's a little wider, so we'll just take another quick look. And I think that's just some damage on the G, making it look that way. Some good things happening with that one, but it does not show all the signs of it. Hope everybody has had a good Tuesday. I know I have. A little bit of a crazy day, but that's okay. We all have crazy days, right? We're going to look at these 72Ds. Now, I'm not looking at DDOs on these. I'm looking at no FGs on these. So these should go fairly quick. I always kind of start with the 77s and work my way backwards. Not sure why I did that. Just I think I wanted to kind of get some of the smaller items done and then work my way to the higher quantity ones. Excuse me. Hey, Everkurt, not much just yet. We are just about 30 coins away from your bunch of them. Everkurt, we're going to have about 230 half dollars to look at for you looking for doubling. So buckle up. We're going to be here for a little while, but hopefully not all night. About 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to say 110 of those are the 71Ds. So those may not be the fastest. Yeah, that's crazy because let's see, you bought 40 rolls, so out of 2,000, over 10% of the coins that we sifted through for you, Everkurt, on Sunday were actually, it's pushing about 12% of them were at least DDO candidates. Hey, LNW show, good to see you again. We're just going through the Sheepdog 13 rechecks. Now moving into the 71Ds. So we'll get back to looking at these for obvious signs of doubling, which we're not seeing. And if I get a little bit quiet on you guys, I'm not ignoring you. I am just kind of at the end of I guess I would just say a longer day, and debated whether I was going to do this, but I really do need to do it so I can get mail out and send you guys your goodies, and hopefully find you a few more along the way. So far, we have not found anything extra for Sheepdog 13. He didn't have quite as many as you, Abercurt, but as you can see, we moved through these fairly briskly. Trying to be thorough, but trying to be a little bit quick about it as well. We don't want to waste everybody's time, but this one has some interesting width to it. Nope, long time. Yeah, I know how that goes, man. Let me throw the link out here now that there's 4 of us. If anybody wants to join in, you're certainly welcome to. Always like having some chit chat with people when we're doing some hunting. So now that one has some splitting on that T at the end of the serifs. That's a little bit suspicious. So let's look over here at some other signs that might be there. So the eye looks like the left side of those serifs has some good markers on it. Let's come back here and take another look. We may have to rotate this through the light to see if we truly have something or not. I think we could. Just the width of the R, the leg of the R, the orientation of the serifs on the U looks like it's straight up, almost like there's 2 of them. I think this could very well be a 71D DDO. Hey, BH Ringer, good to see you. Let me see if I can do something here. Nope, that's not going to work. All right. I'll tell you, I'm going to go ahead and send that to him with the belief that it is. So that's pretty cool. See, there's just not the same thing here. Yeah, that one doesn't look like it. So that's his first group of 71Ds. Now we got the full roll of 71Ds here to look at, and glad 5 of you could come out and check things out with me tonight. Makes it kind of fun. I don't know. This makes 3 in a row that look a little bit suspect in different ways. So maybe that first one is not. You know, BH Ringer, you're getting close on an idea that I've had. Not gonna lie, I'm thinking about changing a little bit, maybe coming up with instead of doing StreamYards, just doing the standard stream, but keeping it simple with like these 2 windows, but doing a full 70s theme. The title of the show could be that 70s DDO Hunt, like I sent up here for this one. It was a little bit of a trial balloon tonight. See what that response might be. I think it could be kind of fun. A little bit of a drastic departure from the antics that you see on Sundays with me. The screen I'm looking at is off to my left a little bit, so that's why you kind of see me, turn my head a bit. So these 71Ds, they just take a little bit of time, but we're getting better at it. This one's got some ring of death on it, so even if it were a DDO, a little bit of damage under the word trust too, it's pretty well been worked over by the machine, so I don't think it would carry a lot of value. I have not found many of the 102, the FS 102s from this. That's why I keep checking multiple locations here to see if maybe we have that. This one seems a little suspect, but I think that was just the light hitting it. Yeah. I don't know where I'm going with this one. I'm just floating around trying to look at things. That looks like some machine doubling there, or die deterioration. That is not the DDO that we're looking for. Yeah, just a little damage there, hard to tell. Looks like we're up to 6 people. Another big reason I wanted to come out and do this was on Sir Benji's stream earlier, I mentioned that I would. So we'll get through as much as we can. There's always a chance I might get called upstairs to help handle some kids, or maybe Mrs. Owl will be a great sport and put them to bed for me tonight. Philip the board, good to see you again, sir. Welcome to the Owl's Nest on a late night. Just hunting DDOs, What else would we be doing on a Tuesday night? I can think of several things, but anyway, that's what we're doing. A lot of people won't spend the time to go through these like this, but I think it kind of gives us a little something different to do. We don't hunt volumes of boxes on Sunday, and there's nothing wrong with only doing one box. It gives us a chance to be a little more thorough for some people that give a lot to help support the stream, and we certainly appreciate that. And I think being thorough is just one way that I can express my appreciation for that. Because we often do find things and send them along. So there's always that chance. Nope. Well, that's it for Sheepdog 13s. I'm going to bring this one back under the scope to take a second look at it. It is hard to see if that R has the signature doubling along the right in here along the R. It looks like it has extra width. The serifs on the U look like they are straight up and down, and maybe like two of them there. This one's a little harder to see. I'm trying to just avoid not seeing that, not wanting it to be there so badly that I turn it into that. So I'm starting to be a little more suspicious about this one. Let's see what the Y looks like. See, the Y really doesn't have any doubling, and it could. The T, that looks like it kind of has it in the right spots, but it's a maybe. E has damage to it. The B won't really show much. I'm kind of leaning to a no on that one now. So I think that's where we're at. So Sheepdog, I'm sorry. You still got the NIFC, the War Nickel, and the Merc dime that I'm going to send you for being a first-time donator. You'll get the channel sticker and a little something extra in there. But as for your hunt, Sheepdog, we're done. It's an almost. Yep, that's right. So right directly into that, we're going to jump into Aberkurt's. He's got a bunch of them, but we're going to look at the 77Ds first. Doesn't look like that one's going to have any of the signs. Not seeing it there. Those are just the first two. We have a whole stack of 77Ds now. We've got a whole stack of 77s, about a stack and a half of 73s, almost a stack of 42s. And when I say stack, I mean roll. I don't know why I'm saying stack. Almost 3 rolls of 72Ds and about 5.5 rolls of 71Ds to look at. So everything but the 71Ds will go fairly quick. We'll know it when we see it on the 77. It's not common, but it's real apparent when it's there. At least it's been my experience that it's real apparent. U looks like it's got something going on, but nothing else is there that we would expect to see. Also fighting a little bit of a headache today, and I'm not sure why. Kind of feel really stuffed up. This thing's a mess, but oh my gosh, look, no, I'm just kidding. Got to be one of the dirtiest ones. I don't even know why I kept that one along to look at. I guess I just wanted to see if there was any chance to see anything, and really there wasn't. I don't know. What do you guys think about this format? We'll only get a couple people to watch it, but curious what you guys think about how we do this. Is it worth the time to do it? As a donator, do you feel like it's a nice addition? As a non-donator, do you enjoy anybody looking at DDOs like this? I could do it on Sundays during a normal stream. I'd just have a 5-hour stream, and I'm usually pretty good about not doing that. Only if we have just gobs and gobs and gobs of silver. We've had to do that once. That was a lot of fun. I went back and watched that video a couple weeks ago, And it's amazing what I've learned since then. Hey, Hoosier Stacker. Good to see you. It was fun to check you out a little bit earlier and get my giveaway number selected for your bingo night. So Hoosier, we're just looking at DDOs tonight. Or these are rechecks on coins that were donated for on my Sunday stream. Primarily looking for silver. We checked the 74Ds on the fly. But since there's so many of these, when you get 10, 20, 30 rolls donated for, you can end up with quite a few of these to look at, as I'm sure you're well familiar with. And since we only do one box, this is kind of a nice little avenue to put together more streaming and be thorough with this. I like to give those that donate with me kind of their money's worth. So we do have a couple 74Ds here that we took a look at but didn't see all the telltale signs, and so we just go with that on a few of these tonight. It was kind of hard to tell if the serif on the 4 was doubled or not. And this one's just in really great shape, so wanted to take an extra look at it. It kind of looked like maybe the 4 had a little something going on with it, and the R, but doesn't look like the T has the right marker on it. So no, nothing in the 74s. So we got the 77s down, the 74s. We've got a bunch of 73s here, about a roll and a half of those. So let's get to looking here at some of the markers, and we'll see that they were not there, and the DDO is not on the word trust. So on these, we usually look at the markers, and if anybody wants to see a really good video, go out to Pause Spare Time and look up DDOs, and he goes through some of the things he's learned to look for on this, and I tell you what, it really helped me. Yeah, I hope to make it on Saturday. We're going to be. What time do you get going on Saturday, Hoosier? I have to change the time that I stream on Sunday, and it might be like an 11 a.m. Central Time stream on Saturday for me, because me and Mrs. Al have not had a night out, and Sunday night we're going to do that, which means we're going to be getting around early and going doing some things so we can enjoy that night out. If anybody hasn't checked out Hoosier Stacker, please do. It's got some fun and interesting content going on. I got a bingo night every once in a while, and you can all get in on that. I don't know if there's limited number of spots or not, but I know that a couple weeks ago I got my numbers in, and I got my giveaway number tonight. So I think I'm all ready to go. I do appreciate you coming by. I think it might be a first time for you to stop by. Or I might just be misremembering that as well. It's entirely possible that I am. And if I am, I really mean no offense. 6 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so that'll be 5 o'clock my time. I should be able to do something. I should be able to make that. So we'll definitely do what we can to make that happen. appreciate the invite and the opportunity for sure. This one, a little bit suspect. It's got a little extra on the left side of the L. At least the light made it look like right about there. You can kind of see a little bit of a break on the left side of the L. The I looks like maybe it has a little bit on the extra. The B is close, but yeah, well, each one of those kind of had some interesting looks. It was not enough to be clearly what we're looking for. I think some shadowing was kind of tricking my eyes on that one. Why would that happen at this late hour? I should be fine, right? Wrong. So you got 10 spots left open. Okay, that's cool. I'd love for anybody who hasn't checked out Hoosier Stacker to go check them out, especially if you like a little bingo action. They've got it set up to where you pick up 10 numbers of your choosing. Better to randomize it, and by playing a 10 number game instead of the traditional B with like 15 numbers and then I with 15 numbers, it becomes a little bit of a twist on things, but it's a lot of fun. I've kind of watched, but then I need to I got signed up and got my numbers, and as far as I know, it doesn't cost anything to play, so I figure why not have some fun with it. It's a fun and interesting twist on how to have one of these channels and bring coins into it. So when I checked it out, I thought, hey, why not? Plus, I'd seen Hoosier's name out there. I just hadn't stopped by yet, so I'm glad I did. So then you got to get more bingo balls. Okay, I hear you. Yep. So 75 spots. That sounds like the 75 bingo balls in a normal bingo set. So that makes sense. Kind of plowing through these 73s, not finding anything just yet. Couple of real interesting maybes, but I don't think it's there. Hey, Dennis Johnson or Jameson. Dennis Jameson. Good to see you. We're up to 8 people. This is cool. I didn't think we'd get that many tonight. Appreciate everybody coming out. Well, since we have 8 people now, let me throw that link up there in the chat, and anybody interested in joining the stream is more than welcome to. Sorry, I thought I saw something from work come across my screen, and I needed to pause there. So anything yet? Sheepdog, we had a real close call on a 71D for you, but unfortunately that was as close as it got. After taking 2 or 3 looks at it, we as a group determined that it was an almoster. So I'm sorry we did not find anything additional for you, but you do have your NIFC, your Buffalo Nickel, and Merc Dime that I threw in for being a first-time donator, and we got a few other things that'll be on its way. So hopefully you won't be disappointed. am looking at kind of doing some research across other streams to kind of see if we can make sure that what we do on our channel is keeping up with the value that donators get on other streams. We want to make it attractive, but not completely break the bank and make that smash the owl's thumb. Ow! Yeah. Go smash my thumb. 10 viewers now. We broke into double digits. My goodness, what a night. Kind of sort of loving it. What are we getting? Zach Lane's here. All right. Lurking at work. All right. Hey, we take lurking at work. It counts. Last 73 to look at. And unfortunately, we will not find a 73 DDO tonight. I kind of had the feeling maybe we would, but it was not to be. That's absolutely correct, Sheepdog. That is correct. So we're going to dive into 72 Phillies now. And we'll first look at the word trust to see if it pops out. We'd see more of that splitting along the leg of the R. A little split in the W, middle serif. Sorry, guys. It is always a little bit shadowed there. We also look at the serifs in the G and the splitting in the O as some verification. Unfortunately, that did not look like it was going to be on. All of a sudden, I started checking for a 73. That's not what we're looking at. Like I said, about a stack of this, or a roll, I should say. So about 18 of these to check. Haven't found any DDOs just yet. Always on the lookout, though. Not really using my other webcam for this night either. Otherwise, you'd get a little bit different angle on my picture. I think this is far more interesting, though. So, guess nobody wants to come up and chat on the panel with me tonight, huh? That's okay. I get it. No, it's not for everybody. DC Joe Nelson. Great to see you. I don't recall seeing you here before. Maybe you've done a little lurking before. I don't recall, but it is great to see you. Another friendly face in the chat. Always happy to see that. Going good, Sheepdog. Thanks. Surfing after hanging out at Everyday Copportunity. How did Everyday Copportunity's stream go tonight? I know he had a game night with the wheel and the races. I like to tease him a couple weeks ago. I got into one of those. I've watched some of your test streams. We got to see the real thing, man. Yeah, we normally stream on Sundays, but at 2 p.m. Central Time. But this weekend, I'm leaning towards, and this isn't final, but I'm leaning towards Saturday at 11 a.m. Nova Sky, hello. Thank you for coming over from Southern Metal. Maybe we're going to get a little bit of a Southern Metal raid tonight. Wouldn't that be fun? Oh, that's awesome. 55 Benji key date would always be a nice thing to add. A 1970 SFS 101 today, Metal Dragon Braveheart. That is awesome. There's never anything wrong with that. You got to find a 70S to be able to get lucky enough to find that FS 101, right? The first 1970 I ever found was an S, and it was in a donator roll, so it's got a new home. Yeah, Lincoln sent. Okay, yeah. Well, it doesn't change my story. The first 70 I ever found, $50 hunting was a 70S. But that I was thinking one thing but saying another, and yeah, the 70S FS 101 is the Lincoln set. You're right. It's got a little bit of something going on there, but nothing else on the rest of the truss, so we're going to say no on that. Got two more here to look at. I don't really see it. Mixed bag you searched had an 1884 large Canadian scent. That's cool. I like a good Canadian large scent. That's for sure. Spent over $80 in the reject tray of a Coinstar, and the video I did has gotten. That means I need to get out and see that. That sounds pretty darn cool. In fact, I'll put that on my list of things to do either late tonight or maybe in the morning. That is amazing. We've got almost 3 rolls of 72Ds to look at. We're going to be looking for no FG on those. So we'll go fairly quick. On these, if I see even a hint of an F and a G, I just move on. Had a few close calls. I think I found one, no FG, and I mean, if they look like they're a no FG, I really look at them hard, because even a real faint ghosting, they're kind of like this one. First glance, you'd be saying that's a no FG. Well, keep turning in the light, and you see that G and the F there popping out. It's pretty light, but it's there. Folks, we have been joined by Paw Spare Time. Welcome, Paw. Always good to see you, sir. I assume because you're here, we are not doing any Coinsomniacs tonight, but it is always glad to have you join in and say hello. I need an assistant like Paul does that knows what to look for under the microscope and can do it fast, and then we'd be able to get this all done in the same 2-hour time slot that we normally do. All mine tonight. Well, thank you, Paul. And we'll be sure to catch up with you tomorrow night then. If anybody has not met Paul, please check him out. Paul is one of the most generous and fun streams out there. He does the Coinsomniacs, which I think is just a perfect title. Wish I'd thought of it, but that's okay. What am I doing? I'm looking at these like they're 72 Phillies. These are 72 Ds. We're going to keep looking for these no FGs. Yes, it does. And that's why, I was saying it earlier that, Paul, you have that video for identifying the 73D DDOs. And I went out and watched that and learned a lot from that. So, I mean, that is a wonderful video you put out and really helped me along. Hoosier Stacker says he's back to work. Hope you make it to Silver Stacker Bingo Saturday night, 6 p.m. Eastern. Just keep stacking, everyone. That is so correct. Hunt some coins, stack some silver, stack anything you like, honestly. Me, I do a lot of copper stacking. I kind of, when I got back into this in March 2020, just, I blame COVID for giving me a little extra time on my hands and not being able to leave the house. So I got back into the old keepsake box and rediscovered my great grandmother's collection of wheat cents and Indian cents that she let me hunt in coffee cans as a kid. And what can I say? I got the bug again. Got out on YouTube and didn't really know about coin roll hunting at the time. Found a few streams like Rob Finds Treasure and Silver Picker. Later found Raven Hot Coins, Silver Seeker. Some of the Night Owl is a hoot. That is what I hope. I bet you even Pa could appreciate my my thoughts that if I were to dress this theme up a little bit for a DDO hunt, these are all in the 70s, so that 70s DDO hunt might be a name that sticks, but I might need to dress up a scene in Streamlabs to reflect that 70s 70s theme, 70s vibe, What's up, Silver Clan? What is up? We're just hunting DDOs, going through some no FG opportunities right now. But no, I think it's kind of fun to consider dressing this up as like one of those crazy 70s themes, since all the DDOs that we're hunting on these half dollars are in the 70s. Silver Clan, it has been a little bit. Coinsomniacs Anonymous. Okay. Hey, I'm wondering if anybody, hey, Silver Clan, thank you for hitting that like button. Always helps us out. Appreciate it. We'll have Copper Owl. That's right. Ooh. Here's an interesting one. It really looks like there's nothing there. And this is one I will just continue to look at from every side. Every once in a while you see that light kind of hit it. It looks like the G is there. Just going to keep turning it. You're not in a hypnotic trance. You're not falling asleep. But I don't know, Everkurt. it's pretty dinged up, but right there, I think I can see kind of the outline of it. It is pretty subtle. I think I can kind of see the beginnings of that F, but I don't know. Avocurt, if you're here, love to hear your thought on that one. I'm going to set it to the side and we can take another quick look, see if our eyes adjust to what we're seeing a little bit later. We'll get back to this. We can stare at it a little bit more a little bit later. So, yeah, an 83 no FG is always a good thing. I'll be honest, I have not looked at too many 83s looking for a no FG. Maybe I am missing out on some opportunity there. Who knows? All right, that is all the 72 Ds. Send it? Okay. Yeah, doesn't hurt to send it. We'll keep it to the side. We'll let you look at it another time and move into these 71 Ds. See if we've got anything. I'm always looking for better ways to identify these 71 Ds. I've kind of studied what's out on Variety Vista. I'm trying to kind of get better about it, but honestly, if it's not there on the word trust, and then a quick check of the T to see if the splitting is there on the serifs, then I generally will keep moving. But there is a secondary one that has doubling along the left side of the B, and I think it's along the right side of the L. It's on one of the sides. But there's still things like down here in the I, that bottom right serif looks like there's some tripling, but that's pretty common even on the non-DDOs. I don't rely on that one as a sole indicator. The G and the O can also have some doubling, as well as the top left serif of the N. So there's just a lot of things to look for on these things, and luckily they're the most plentiful ones out there too, so they can take a long time. That's why we don't hunt them during the stream. We come here and do it. Used a $2 bill at the drive-through today, no issues. Hey, congratulations on that. I mean, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's right, Paul. Yeah, they are tough. And it sounds like we're looking at some of the same things. Maybe not first, but and so many of the T's get mangled with that ring of death too. So I kind of start and work my way around down to the word trust, and if I don't see it there, I don't really worry about the T. But then I will see that looks like it's just got a little extra width in the leg of that serif of the L, but I don't see the extra in the B. I don't look at all the markers on this. Then sometimes I got to look at them like straight up and down like this to see some of the telltale signs. Yeah, it's amazing what $2 bills and 50-cent pieces will do to people. And we should see more 50-cent pieces out there in use since the 2021s are not NIFCs now. And there's apparently millions and millions of them going to be out there. And as we know, some of our friends in the community have found boxes of 2021s. Even RFT had partial boxes of them a couple weeks ago. So much so that he had to kind of implement new policy on how he hunts and just some customer service for donators. So that was interesting to watch unfold. I know what I was going to ask earlier. I saw the video from Can the other day. Looks like he's maybe become disenchanted with some of the stuff out here, and I'm not sure what might have been the problem. I'm not sure if it's something that he really wants discussed publicly, but I wrote to him, tried to be supportive and willing to. I want to stay engaged with that guy. He is such an interesting fella, and I hate to see him walk away from what he had going on here, but everybody has a reason for what they do, and I just want to be able to support him and do what I can. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure we'd agree on everything in life, but he's just seems like a nice person. Seemed very well-meaning and generous with everything that he was doing. So it was a little bit of an abrupt announcement. It caught me off guard, but maybe other people didn't know or knew more about what was going on. It didn't catch them as off guard, but I was sad to see that video come out. Yeah, absolutely. Just his views on things were kind of cool. Hopefully it's not the last we've seen of him. I really hope. Hey, Greg Lee, good to see you. My gosh, we are up to 15. I just took a look at that. That is awesome, guys. Hit that like button if you will. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Yeah. Sounds like we're kind of hit the same way there, Paul. So I hope somebody in the community is able to stay in touch with him. I'd really love to see him kind of work through whatever he needs to and come back. 5 1987s to be graded. Awesome. Must have found some in some great shape then. Ooh. That doesn't quite look right, but let's see what the rest of this does look like. I was kind of oohing about what I saw on the L in Liberty. In case you missed it, there was quite a bit of, it looks like machine doubling on that one. But let's see what else we got. See, if that was the FS 102, we'd see a split on the left serif of the T, in which we don't see. So I'm not too worried about it. All from mint sets. That's cool. Did you send those into PCGS or NGC? I'm curious who people are more in favor of with that, because I have a few that I would like to send in, and I'm just a little split on which one I want to do. Yep, these are Averkurt's coins, actually. So hopefully he's tuned in and watching to see what we got. And we better look at the T on this one. I don't think it's there. It looks like damage. Let's look at... Yeah, I don't think that's going to be it. The R's not real strong, and the U, the serifs on the U don't look right. So I just got to the point where I had to kind of narrow my search field on the 71Ds, because they are kind of difficult and there's so many. And when I first started out, I was like, ooh, that looks doubled. Ooh, that looks doubled. Now I've kind of turned it around. I used to play a lot of poker, and one thing that I used to think when I first started playing was I had to play a lot of hands. Good night, Sheepdog13. Thank you for stopping by. Sorry we didn't find you any extra DDOs, but you will be seeing a package in the mail in the next day or so. But in playing poker, starting off, it's kind of like that thrill of playing hands, because it's like, well, I can't win if I don't play these hands. And even if I get beat a little bit, that's okay. I can recover from that. Well, that makes for a pretty short night at the table. So being selective about hands really... Yeah, I see that too, LNW show. Being selective about the hands you play in poker almost takes that philosophy of playing hands a little wild and turns it into kind of a selective, aggressive type, which I seem to be more in favor of. And that usually means you look for reasons to be in a hand rather than always looking for reasons to be out of a hand. There's plenty of reasons to be out of a hand. There's far more reasons to be out of a hand than there are reasons to be in a hand. So basically, I figure I'm out until I see a reason to be in, and that helped trim the amount of damage I was doing to myself. That one looks like the T might have a little some splitting in it. What game do I think PC carries more value personally? Yeah, I kind of feel that way too. Yeah, it looks like Dennis is asking the same question I am. Southern Metal's giving me a big nope on that one. Welcome to the stream, Southern Metal. I didn't catch your totals for tonight, Southern. How did your stream go? It looked like you were keeping the base man awake during the last 40 rolls or so. He kept glitching on you. I was afraid for him and worried that we were going to have to go to Robo Base Man. I've got a beautiful 70D coming up. We can only hope that this will have some doubling on it, because that would be an amazing specimen. Let's see what we might have. Painful? I'm sorry to hear that. I'm going to show this one up here. I mean, I know it probably won't focus real well, but my goodness. Look at that one. Look under the scope, you're going to see this thing is nearly flawless in the fields. Got a lot of scratches, but we're cranked way up on the magnification too. Just because it's so nice, I'm going to take it through again and just kind of inspect a lot of the features of it. See that? I don't know if that's the split we're looking for there. Unfortunately, that T's got like the most damage of anything on here. Otherwise, it's in really great shape. You know, a little bit of chatter on the cheeks and stuff, but overall in really good shape. Yeah, it's. See, that Y looks like it's got a little something extra at the bottom of it. Yeah, I'm seeing that too. I think it's a nice coin with some split on that serif, but that split on that side usually indicates the FS 102, and I don't see the doubling on the B along the left side, or is it just extra thickness? See if turning it in the light. It's hard to say. Yeah, okay. Yeah, when I look at the rest of it, it just doesn't look like it's a beautiful 71D. I would put that in my book. And here comes another one that is just a little bit less high quality than the last one. Appreciate that guidance there, Southern Metal. Yep. Now this one looks kind of interesting. I don't see the split, but it has a little extra width on there. And this, the letters just look fatter on this one. I don't see the other markers we're looking for on this one either. Nope, I think it's just another one. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of go to the T as the last thing. At least I've started to, Southern. We still got 80 of these 71Ds to go through for Avercurt. Yeah. Hey, Southern, take a look at this one for me, will you? It's a 72D, and we're looking for that no FG possibility. just going to see what you think. Shannon Smith, hello, welcome, thank you. What do we think on this one, Southern? You tended to have a better eye than me on it. I keep seeing a little bit of reflection here that starts to make an outline of that G, and maybe just the right side of that G, but as I continue to turn it and the light kind of hits it and doesn't hit it, like right there, I can kind of see what looks like the beginning of a G, but man, it is pretty faint if it's anything. That might be the best right there, catching some of that light to see. So what do we think? Do we have a no FG there? What do we think? Yeah, that's kind of where I've landed on it too, Southern. I was gonna go ahead and send it to Averkurt just to let him do, but having taken a second look at this, I am just kind of becoming more convinced that that G is there. I mean that's about as close as I can get without being a no FG. Ugh. Coin Dude 67. Yeah, it's over 5 times. So it's definitely one of those things where we are looking at things much closer than they would with like a 5-time loop. And so that causes a little bit of confusion. So good to see 16 people out here tonight. This is awesome. If we get to 20, I'm going to feel like I need to do a giveaway or something like that. Yeah, that's true. No F. No F and only a subtle G, but still there. I mean, it's got to be flat and have nothing there. Like it never got hit by anything. So that's just the brakes. Yeah, thanks, Paul. Hopefully you can get some rest. I'm definitely, let's see, gosh, we're 11:42 and still got a bunch to go through. So I'm hoping to wrap it by midnight myself. So we will catch you tomorrow night for Insomniacs. Good night, and thank you, sir, for stopping by. Oh, cool. Looks like you got some cool ideas there for Paw, Southern Metal. I think it's awesome that you have the programming ability to, to do some scripting or whatever it is exactly that you're doing, but it's pretty darn cool. It's a nice way to help people out here do some things. Floating roof possibility. That's always fun. Yeah, it's another one where you got to make sure that that right side of that floating roof is absolutely not connected. Otherwise, it is not a floating roof. Maya's Coins, welcome to you, and thank you for stopping by. It's getting late, so I was about to completely mangle that phrase. Yeah, Can's video kind of led me to think that there's more to the story. We'll just say, and I hope it's not the last we're gonna see him. Yeah, hey, no problem. Thank you for stopping by, Dennis. Always appreciate having people stop in. We can definitely have people up to the panel and do some chatting if they wish, but if you got to run, you got to run. I get it. It is getting late. Now that looks like a split in the serif where we might want it. Southern Metal. Let's get an opinion on that. I'm seeing a split on the serif. Left side of the serif. I'm seeing what looks like maybe a little, may just be the light playing tricks with me, but it looks like the B might have a little, that it might just be a rub from this Ring of Death though. Yep, here we go. I'm not sure I'm seeing on here what I would normally, any different than what I would see elsewhere. And then if we come back here, it's obviously been kind of smushed, but the T kind of has a funny left serif on that second T. I don't see it on the R. So I don't think it's the 101. I'm thinking, if anything, maybe the 102, which I'm not as good at finding. The Ring of Death really kind of hampers the effort there. I thought I was seeing some extra thickness in the, there's nothing there. Yeah. All right. Got a couple really nice ones coming up. These are beauties when we look at them. So we're going to be a little bit careful. See what we can see here. We're splitting the T. I don't see the 101 in the R and the U. I don't think that one's there. Stephanie, good to see. Yep. that's where I've had to kind of take my mind to, Southern. Your mind can start to really try to make something there that's not. But yeah, I try to stick with, if it's obvious, then take a close look. But if it's not obvious, then keep moving. Stephanie, good to see you here. American Eagle Hoarder. Just found a silver quarter. What'd you do? Get into your roll of silver quarters and pull one out there, Eagle Hoarder? I got to give you a hard time. Open the roll and it was an ender. Boom. That is awesome. Okay. Yeah, that's great advice. I appreciate that, Southern Metal. I'm looking for ways to be a little more efficient with it, just because there's so many of these to go through. Let me just kind of start trying that right here. And I'm always looking for some reasonable and sensible shortcuts here. So that does seem to whip through them a little better. Instead of having to dance all across the coin. Everybody go out to American Eagle Hoarder and help him get to 300 subs. He and I were virtually tied at about 250 several weeks ago. Maybe a couple months ago now. I forget. Maybe a few more weeks than I'm thinking. But it would be great if you guys could get out there. If you haven't had a chance to sub to his channel, check out some of his content. He's usually looking for something, like we all are. But let's get him to 300. He and I started about the same time, and so it's no surprise we're at about the same place in our sub counts. I know he's been dealing with a lot lately and maybe not been on as frequently, but when he is on, it's always enjoyable. So it's great to see you. In AEH, I did I don't know, a couple weeks ago when the I guess the uncirculated W Mint Type 2 Eagle was being offered from the mint, I went ahead and jumped out there and got one real quick. So I was pretty pleased. Got it in the mail last week. I think you made that offer to me once before, Southern Metal. I think you did. I'm not sure I've got that much to invest, so I'll probably have to make my butter the old-fashioned way and churn it. Yeah, I don't have the rim shot to go with that one. That's pretty bad. Cool, man. If you want to come up and open some of them on this stream, that's fine with me too. We're not going to be going a whole lot longer, I hope. we'll probably go a little past midnight, but now that I'm trying the Southern Metal way of looking at these, seems to be helping a little bit on the speed. Now there's one where we see a lot of that serif on the eye that catches your eye. I'm guessing that you look for other things on here too. It looks like there's maybe a little doubling in the serifs on the G. Not sure if I'm seeing the rest of what we would expect to see. A little doubling on the T. Yep, that's for sure. That doubling on the I seems to always be there. Let's just pull that back so everybody can see what we're talking about. Yeah, that doubling right there is what we're talking about, and that always kind of seems to be there. I think from other examples on like Variety Vista where I've looked at it, it looks like maybe there's doubling here, or on these serifs of the T at the N, that is. But then also looking through here, and then sometimes there's a break in the O, and it kind of has a little bit of drift along that path. That's what I've seen. I don't know if that's consistent with what you look for, Southern Metal, but it's what I've tried to look for, and really, like, another good example there, almost the same thing. Nope. Yeah, it's a DDO Hunt outdoor with Chris Garcia, but we haven't found any true DDOs just yet. Had a couple close ones. Well, there's a broken N, but that's post-mint damage. If you're coming in and haven't had a chance to subscribe, or want to just check to see if you are still subscribed, that would be awesome. I know on occasion YouTube will go and clear some. Yeah, Southern Metal, I'll have to send you a little something that I made. And I'm thinking about getting it like a laminated copy, or if I could find like on like mouse pad material, it'd be kind of fun to have like a hunt mat or something like that. But it's a PDF. I could probably send it to you, see what you think. This thing's just had a rough life, so it's hard to see anything on that one. You take your time to look through them carefully for your donaires. Change style, just my opinion. Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Stephanie. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Haven't been seeing it tonight. And we might not have any. Not every box has a DDO in it, but we've been, I think our average is about one per box. So, well, Stephanie, I mean, based on those kind words, what do you think about dressing this up as like a 70s theme? I mean, it's pretty out of character for me, so maybe that would make it pretty fun. I mean, I was born in the 70s. I grew up very young in the 70s, but most of the music I like is from the 70s and 80s. But as far as like having a lot of like knowledge about the 70s, other than the stereotypical Saturday Night Fever stuff, I'm not sure that that's in my wheelhouse to be able to pull something like that together. But I could put together kind of a funky little theme that we could have on the screen, and maybe that would be something cool. And when we find something, maybe have like a little sounder out there, it's like groovy or something like that. I don't know. I'm playing around with some ideas in my head, and I'm just kind of spitting them out for the first time. So got 2 more rolls to go. I kind of floated the title on this stream, that 70s DDO Hunt, as kind of the as maybe a working title. I don't want to run into any problems with it, but it was just too tempting to kind of float it out there. So honestly, I needed to do a little something to relax tonight, and this was it. Morning got off to a really frustrating start. I take my daughter to the bus the mornings when I am here and not already off to work after dropping my sons off the bus almost an hour earlier. I dropped my daughter off. The bus had come to a full stop, and they've got lights, they've got a sign that swings out and like a swing arm that sticks out to try and keep some distance, give kids a chance to do that. First morning I can remember in a very, very long time, and probably the worst case of it that I've ever seen. I was just incredibly thankful that my daughter did not have to cross the street to get on the bus today, because a gravel truck just didn't even stop, blew right past the bus, and a guy in a larger pickup truck, like a heavy duty pickup truck, carrying a trailer with skid loader on the back, must have been working with this gravel truck, but they both blew right past that bus while it was stopped and all the signs and all that. And the guy just gives the bus driver one of these, like, "Oh, I can't do anything." I can't even tell you how mad I was about it. I mean, I knew that they didn't hurt anybody, but just the fact that they could have. I mean, no kid would have stood a chance against that. And for me to sit there and watch it, I just think about the times that I might have seen somebody accidentally lose their life, and I've seen a few instances, and it just hangs with me. Sometimes throughout the day, sometimes a little longer than that. So I'm hoping that I can just kind of shake this. But when I got back to the house and was grabbing my morning coffee, I usually have pretty good control over my nerves. Used to play poker a little bit, not super competitively, but my hands were shaking. I just couldn't shake the what if. It could have been tragic, and it just if it's still bothering me a day or two from now, I may even call like the bus company to see if they've got, some type of video on those vehicles. Maybe there's a way to get in touch with the company that these guys were working with or for, or maybe call in their tag or something like that, and just let them know how much I don't appreciate what they did. I don't know. I feel like I got to do something. Not looking to start a movement or anything. I mean, there's been plenty of those, and that's why we have the safety devices out there. But to just blow past a bus, what an idiot. I'm sorry to rant a little bit like that right now, but I look at that, and as tragic as it could have been, and as much as it initially kind of hit me, I'm just glad that I have something like this. That I was planning to do this anyway, but I'm happy that I have something like this to turn to that is not nearly as aggravating. Anyway, sorry, just had to let that go for a little bit. So, thanks for listening. Y'all are great. Let's see. Let me catch up with you here. Sensitive balance, blessing and curse. What is this? Sorry that happened. Thank you, Stephanie. Call for a mag dump with extreme prejudice. I don't think I've seen anything. We are in our last roll, by the way. So I kind of like this method, Southern Metals, so I do appreciate it. Southern Metal, if you don't mind, can you throw your email in the chat? I'd love to, I don't know, send you a copy of what I put together in PDF. See what you think. Always welcome a critique or two on it. It's a first draft of it, but I thought I'd put some nice time into it. You'll see some familiar elements of other examples of it out there in the community, but it's nothing I'm looking to mass produce. southernmetal.net. I like how you put that out there. It's kind of makes me think of the 12 plus 1 approach to a certain number. I don't know if they're at all related or not, but it seems kind of fitting. Sorry, I'm just catching up on the chat a little bit. Every live stream. Okay. I'll go check it there. Not a problem. Wow, look at that. It's an In God We True. It's a new variety. If only. If only. Down to the last few handful here. Being it's a little bit late and there's still 11 of us out here, I will just start doing a little bit of a wrap up while I'm doing this. If we find anything, of course, we'll stop and get excited about it. But just want to thank everybody for coming out and spend a little time, about an hour and 40 minutes now of your time hanging with us. So I don't have the 9-year-old daughter. Hopefully, she's in bed and has been for at least an hour. An error. Got to clear the head a little bit. So, didn't have her with me tonight, and probably would take a little bit longer if she was here. Don't tell her I said that, but it's all good stuff. So, I just keep playing around with some ideas here on how to make this work. I get a chance to hunt through these, and then I feel like I can take them back to the bank after doing my thing. It'll be fine as long as we're doing one box, but logistically, if we ever get to where we were doing 2 or 3 boxes, it would be a little more taxing. So we'll just have to see if we are able to keep up with that, or just reserve it for like the best of the best examples in there. It might be possible to narrow it down to that. It doesn't seem like that's where I find most of the DDOs. So, okay. So one more time, this looks like an OFG, but I'm going to take, unless you just really want this, I think I'm going to take Southern Metal's opinion on this as a sharper eye than mine. I thought I was kind of seeing it anyway. But yeah, right there, that gives about as strong a highlight there. You can start to see the beginning of a G there. So yeah, I think that's a no doubt, not a no FG. I don't know. If you need a really clean 71D, I'll send that to you instead. Is that okay, Evercurt? I don't know if you need one or not for like an album, but I would definitely, if I didn't already have one that was just this nice or nicer in my album, I'd probably be putting it in there. So choice is yours on that one. Looks like from your hunt on Sunday, you're going to get 2 40%ers, a 90% quarter in exchange for some NIFCs, Buffalo Nickel, Indian Head Penny, and an SLQ quarter. Let me stick this in a little plastic, and why not have a beautiful coin? We got your old ones. How about a beautiful one? So we're going to call it tonight, guys. Now I can take these back to the bank. I can get mail on the way out to everybody. Want to thank you all for stopping by and spending some time with me doing that 70's thing. We'll see where we can go with that. I've got work out of town coming up, so I'm not sure if I will be able to make that a reality. It may mess with some of our regular scheduling for streams. So just watch for any updates that I'll put out, and we'll see what we can make happen there. I'm hopeful that a Wells Fargo that I've been able to get coins from in the past, just by going up and asking if they have any that they'll let me get. We may do a mini hunt if I can get that, but if I can't get a full box when I'm out there, I think I'm going to be going out there for a week of work, stay through the weekend, and then do another week of work. If that's what I end up doing, I'm going to see if I can get a full box from them out there, which would be pretty darn awesome. Being in California, things get a little weird. But who knows? They've treated me well in the past when I didn't even have an account with them. Now that I do have an account, I'm really hopeful. Yeah, and that's what I'm planning to do. So I'm going to call ahead and see if maybe they would have the means of doing that. I need to probably do that in the next day or two. If they can get that, that would be just amazing. The problem is I'm not going to know until I'm probably there if I can make it happen or not. So the timing is going to be really close. A year ago, during the height of COVID last summer, I spent enough hours in California to pay taxes out there. So I just had crazy amount of work out there. So when I would be out there, even through a weekend, I would kind of hit them on a Friday and ask them, do you have the ability to get me some rolls of $50? Yeah. Anyway, I would get half. I got my first NIFCs there. I got my first silver quarter and war nickel from them. So it was pretty doggone cool. And then I was getting some amazing finds, but being very early on and really just getting started with coin roll hunting at that time, hell, I was happy. But I know where things are at today. I've heard Wells Fargo and all that. I don't know what it's all required from them to get a business account, but yeah, I'm not counting on it. I figured the least I can do is ask. So anyhow, enough about that. It's late. Let's get some shut eye, and so we have the energy to get on these streams and support each other tomorrow. I know we got Rob streaming tomorrow. I know we've got others going to be doing the same. So everybody have a good night. Thank you for stopping by one last time. We'll see what we can do with these 70s theme. I kind of like the idea myself. So stay tuned. We'll see where we go with that. We'll talk to you again. I'm still thinking it's going to be maybe like an 11 a.m. Central Time on Saturday stream if I get coins this week. We'll see. We'll put stuff in the mail and get it to you till we get a chance to see you this weekend. Hopefully we'll get coins. Hopefully we'll see you this weekend. Till we get a chance to do that. Good night. Thank you again for stopping by.